call this Gong or Qin Na. Both kind of mean diamond, but also mean kind of vajra, like adamantium, because again, Tibetan Buddhism. It just means, like, if you think about a diamond, it's pure, but it's also extremely hard. So in other words, you're making your body pure and hard, well conditioned. So, like I said, they say there's 36 of these, but there's really a lot more when you actually look at the actual. That means there's 36 groupings of them. Pardon me if I'm not making any sense. And again, if I don't make any sense, please let me know. We're going to focus on 2 exercises that are most relevant to Shuai Jiao, to wrestling. These are the drills that are the most applicable to wrestling, but they're not exclusively applicable to wrestling. Does that make sense? In other words, they're going to give you things that are definitely going to be important for your wrestling, but it doesn't mean they only apply to wrestling. Okay? The first thing we're going to do is, like you're picking up 2 buckets, make your fists. Now, when we make fists also, depending on what your background is, a lot of people are taught to put the thumb on the sides. We put them on top of the fingers, right? So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to bring the elbows up and into my rib cage. And this is in Chinese called holding your elbows. So you're holding your elbows, they're coming up. Then we're going to do what they call piercing the sky, or poking the sky, which is you come in here, the palms are towards you. You're going to, as you come up, turn them so that the palms are out and reach up. And then you're going to come to your ears, and you're going to punch down. So one more time. This is about half of what we're doing, but we'll start off here. And then I want to show you why I say that it has to do a lot with wrestling. Carrying the elbows, or holding the elbows, bajo, piercing the sky, clapping the ears, and punching down. Now this will be an inhale, inhale, and then when you come here and down, exhale. And you're breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And you will frequently hear people say an internal, keep your tongue at the roof of your mouth behind your teeth, and they will give you all kinds of elaborate explanations about meridians and pathways and energy. I will tell you, quite simply, it's so that you don't bite your tongue off. Because while you're wrestling or grappling, if your tongue comes in between your teeth and somebody knocks your teeth together by hitting the bottom of your chin, you can bite off your tongue. Right? That's also why they sometimes make you wear a mouth guard in grappling sports, so you can bite your tongue off. I'm going to carry the elbow. I'm going to step 1, 2, and get to my horse stance. I want my head up, my back straight, and I want my horse stance to be relatively like a square, like a rectangle. You know, I don't want to be like this. I want to be like this. I'm going to pierce here. I'm going to come here. And before I do the punching downward, I'm going to bend, but I'm not going to bend from my back. I'm going to bend from my hips so that my back stays straight. And then I'm going to punch. So I'm going to actually end up kind of punching the ground. And this is when it's better to be on a mat than to be on a concrete yard. And then I'm going to reach between my legs and gather up. And then I'm going to come up straight. And what I'll do is I'll continue the motion of going up, coming down, bending, punching, gathering, and picking up. And then it's up to you how many times you want to do this. Okay? So obviously as you're punching down, exhale, and then as you're gathering up, inhale. But try when you bend, to keep that back straight by bending from your hips. Reach between.
Relax, and you go back up. I stay the same way.
Stay in the horse stance, reach up.
No. Okay, reach up.
Come down,
And
bend, exactly. So, in other words, once you get here, then it becomes
No change.
yeah, exactly. Until your legs start going, and then
Right.
I got holding the elbows or carrying the elbows. Come on over here. When we're wrestling sometimes, I don't just want to be here, but I want to kind of grab him. If you notice, when I grab the elbow, I'm going to talk about this with a lot of things, right? I always grab above the elbow, and then when I'm picking up my elbow, I'm keeping it tight. So for example, I can pull. For example, when we get to like our throws, we show me here, right, throw him. So that's that. Now another thing is if he grabs me like, you know, Thai boxing kind of style thing, and I want to clear this out, you're gonna see the same kind of motion where my palms are facing them, and then out. And then another thing that we have, like when we're here, when we're pummeling, right? And I don't know if this is probably a good angle. I talked about there's earlier when I was talking about, just randomly talking to you, I said black hands, which is when you're in a competition in Shuai Jiao and the person starts playing dirty or rough. And there's certain techniques that range from the kind of not sportsmanlike to outright illegal to outright dangerous. So one of the things we do when we're pummeling, right, is not only do I pummel in, but I can punch the hip. I'm being nice, I'm not really, I pushed your hip, I didn't punch your hip, right? So that, again, that down thing is exactly the kind of motion where I would come from here. And try not to hit him, but show what I'm talking about. Am I making sense, please?
Yes.
It's Friday and I only had 2 cups of coffee, so. Pummel, pummel. You feel that, right?
Yes.
What that does is it creates space. Let me grab you from behind. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm hard to grab from behind. I'm a little heavy, right? But the first thing I want to do is sink my weight because here you pick me up. But if I sink my weight, it's very hard for me to pick me up. Right, and that's one of the first things you should learn. Now, ideally, he kind of knows not to let me do this, but ideally I want to sink my weight so that one of his legs is in between me. Right? So we reach down here. This is called the pulley wheel in Chinese. Literally the pulley wheel. Same way, you know, you pull something up. And I'm trying to be nice, but you can see how you felt it, right? I can put a lot of pressure on your knee. I can literally sit on your knee, like kind of like a knee bar if you've done any kind of submission grappling, right? If I don't get a lock out of it, that's fantastic. It doesn't matter. Definitely it's having to let go of me. And it's going to get me out. So that's why when I'm here, I want to not just be like here, but I want to be here. So I learned how to get that angle. Okay? And learning how also to do this as opposed to this is really important for your grappling. Okay? Yep.
What's the purpose of individually using each leg and setting up in the horse stance as opposed to just going
Well,
straight to them?
there's a couple of things that you could say what it is. One is just getting used to opening your hips, right? Second of all, making sure you're wide enough because you're not going to be able to do that motion from here. As far as combat application, if he was grabbing me from behind, right? I don't know if I'd want to go, I'm going to go one, I'm going to take. I might want to just go one. But until I learn how wide to make my legs, because I don't want to be too far wide, because then I lost control. Yeah, exactly. And I don't want to be too narrow. I have to be the right width. But until I learn that, this is a good way to learn how to sink your weight. Am I making sense?
Yes.
But there's also application of this too, right? Because for example, let's say, here, right here, right? So I'm here. Think about it this way, right? Well, if I go here and here, now it's a different technique. So she and then punch down, you know, punch, punch, punch. This is another application of this, right?